I'd like to call the Mahoney County Board of Elections April 14th, 2022 meeting to order. Would the director call the roll?
Ms. Besta?
Here.
Attorney Beatrice?
Here.
Ms. Barger?
Here.
Mr. Arant? Here.
Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a moment of silence. The world seems on the verge of a new world war. We just have a moment of silence for our nation and all those that are suffering. Okay, can we have a motion to approve the minutes from March 8th, 2022?
So moved.
There's a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and second, is there any discussion? Would the director call the roll?
Ms. Besta?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Arant? Yes.
I would now entertain a motion to approve the bills and accounts.
Who's B Fink Consulting?
We need a motion first.
Oh,
So moved.
Is there a second?
can I ask a question?
Yeah, once you
Okay.
second it.
Really?
Yeah,
We have
then
to
you have
prove
to-
them, then I ask.
No, you're just a motion to approve them. Then we
Okay.
have to vote on it.
Okay, all right.
Then we have discussion. Is that a second?
I'll second. P Fink Consulting, what is this?
We do our chargeback, Sandy. We've been with them almost 10, 12 years.
Okay,
And every election, we charge subdivisions back for the cost of elections.
okay,
Within that chargeback, we get to charge them the consultant fee too. And so it really doesn't cost the board anything. That
Okay.
12,000 consultant goes back to the chargebacks that the townships and municipalities.
okay. All right, thank you.
I have one question on the Staples. We're on a state-approved contract with them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And like most of the vendors, I'm assuming we go with state-approved
Well,
vendors,
they're
correct?
actually the county approved then.
Or look at county or state, either
Right.
way. Okay. All right. Any more questions about the bills? Would the director call the roll?
Ms. Besta?
Here.
Attorney Beatrice?
Approved. We're
Yes,
approving,
yes.
sit here, yes.
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Arant?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's why you're the attorney and I'm just below.
All right. Chairman's report. All right, I have a question. Who did this rental agreement?
Well, we did that rental agreement.
Who signed my name?
It was pre-signed, right?
It was resigned.
Well, we have a state.
This is totally unacceptable. Okay, so let me tell you, my job is to keep us out of lawsuits. I don't mind you using the stamp for my name, but then you gotta put comma, chairman of the Mahoney County Board of Elections. Otherwise, you are making me and the county liable for this contract. You understand? So if you use my stamp or any of our stamps, board member of the Mahoney County Board of Elections, chairman of the Mahoney County Board of Elections, you gotta let them know I'm signing in my representative capacity, not my individual capacity, because that could be interpreted by a court that I'm guaranteeing this contract above and beyond the county, and the county has way more money than me.
Oh, not really.
Oh, yeah, really.
Sorry about that, David.
That's all right. And so why, do we have rental agreements on all our places, or just this one wanted a rental agreement?
No, we have, go ahead. You wanna?
We have them on all of the locations, even the ones that don't have to pay, like the government buildings. So this one was one that we acquired at the last minute, which we were really happy about, the Youngstown Shrine Club coming on board with us. We've been trying to get them for a long time, so this was very advantageous for us. So all the other ones were previously signed and done in the correct order. This one just happened to have that on there. We removed them all and they signed it for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the last minute addition since we've lost.
No, I have no problem using my name. It's just that it should be chairman Mahoney County Board of Elections.
So
That's
we
all.
should all be board members, like Joyce Kilpest is board member.
Exactly.
Okay.
And when we sign anything for this board, sign it in your representative capacity. Otherwise,
So even the stamp should reflect that.
well, they could just put comma and chairman
Okay.
of,
Okay. Okay.
because when we really got the stamps for the ballots,
Right,
okay?
right, but they do use them for other things.
Well,
Like
and
this contract.
I understand that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm instructing them to do.
Okay,
I see that on unfinished business, they have some of the things I want, so I don't have anything more. I do want to go into executive session, and I'm just wondering when we should do that.
whatever you want, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I think we have some things to discuss regarding personnel, and I'd like someone to make a motion that we go into executive session.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Would the director call the roll?
Ms. Pesta,
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Raj?
Yes.
We will be going into executive session to discuss some personnel matters that we have. So we can stop the recording and stop the recording and stop the video executive session.
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Would the director call the roll?
Ms. Pesta,
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Raj?
Yes.
All right. Let's go to the director's report. Do you have a report?
I think we both have a few things. I want to report that we're down about 40% on turnout, so it's been real light at the early vote and with absentees.
Even in the Republican primary? I would think that would be heavier because they have more. What?
Theirs was lower.
Ours is about the same, we're just down. Across
Really?
the state's down. It's down
That's a
40%
really
across
heated
the
Senate
state.
and gubernatorial primary. I thought that would bring,
People are confused, just
People are
confused.
sick of
What to
commercials.
do, vote now, vote later, maybe vote, don't
Yeah.
vote. They don't know what we're voting for anymore. Really? The public is so confused.
they are. All right, between the two of you, anything else?
So it is down, but everything's going pretty smooth overall. We did have that issue with the envelopes this week, where we're aware of 6 voters out of 1,500 got 2 of the same envelopes. They should have a return envelope and an identification envelope, but they got 2 identification envelopes instead of a return envelope. So we know we got 6 calls. We're just sending those voters a stamp and a new envelope. And, we're aware of 6 out of 1,500. But we make those up in December and January. So obviously someone back there just put 2 of the same envelopes together. So it wasn't a major problem. The news wanted to do a story on it. So
Oh, God. News story on absentee ballots. Just what we need.
6 envelopes, right? But everyone's got the
It
right
already
ballot
ran,
so
there's
far.
no problem.
Yeah, everyone's got the right ballot, the right style, and we're good. Some of our reports in the unfinished business.
I see that. And then we're gonna approve that contract under new business, so.
Okay.
Do you have anything, Melissa?
Under,
The director's report.
I would just say we're pretty happy with our progress right now. The poll workers are about midpoint trained. We're only down about 10 poll workers right now at all our locations. They work on that every day. Our logic and accuracy testing is happening right now. Our mock elections are happening right now with the Secretary of State, so we're really prepared for
Good.
our primary.
No problems, no bumps in the road? Okay. Let's go to unfinished business. How's the progress with public outreach, training videos, and PSAs?
I think what we focus on right now is getting the PSAs filmed and done, and getting those aired as soon as we can. The training videos are all done at this point.
We're utilizing them already.
Yeah.
And how's that kids vote and doing our public outreach? How's that going?
So Kids Vote responded back to us that they haven't really been in the schools, and what they do is just give packets. And basically, due to the primary, we kind of tabled that notion anyway, because we feel that right now our job is to educate the community on what's currently happening.
I agree.
So we signed our contract with Eileen Casey Malone. She did the 2 training videos. She's currently working on the PSA.
Who's in the PSA?
Well, you can be, or the staff
Do
can
we
be.
have a script?
She's working on the scripts now. What the holdup on the public service announcement is we were gonna base it on the primaries, current and the potential future primary. So we're kind of waiting for that second date to have a PSA that would address
Well,
that.
I think the board should approve the script.
Okay, and then, because she's just working on it now, and then the
Okay.
other thing she's working on,
What?
Time, the board will have to meet to approve the script because we won't have another board meeting till May.
Well, she doesn't sound like she's gonna have it done till May.
Oh, no, show it down, she's working on it right now.
Yeah, it'll be done.
You know, those training videos, they wrote a script and filmed it within a week, and then they're on our website, and the staff is using
They're
it.
very good.
Very fast.
They're very
But
good.
when we're going with something to the public, I think the board members should weigh in on it, because God forbid something isn't kosher with it. I don't want to be explaining to the press, well, we didn't approve this PSA, right?
Right.
So maybe if you just email us all, I don't think we need to have a special meeting, but
So you don't have to vote on it, but you can just have an opinion on it?
I think all of us should weigh in on it, yeah, and say yay or nay. Would you agree, Sandra?
Yeah, I think that's a good
Can that be
idea.
on email?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
Oh, 100%, we could do that. And then also what she's doing is she's gonna do election day filming. She's gonna come do a little bit of filming of the poll worker classes, because that'll go into those did you knows that we saw,
Mhm.
Joyce. And she has a whole list of 30-second things that we're gonna put in social media. But our first goal was to address the primary.
Okay, now, on the training videos and everything else, please get waivers from people that were allowed to use their likeness and their image. Okay, so please explain that to Casey. Because if you film someone and you use their likeness and image, and we don't get permission, could technically have an invasion of privacy claim there, and I don't want that,
So
so.
she did mention that. She actually
Okay.
has one drawn up. Now, in our actual training videos, we use the staff.
That's
But you're
fine.
talking about for the PSAs, if we
Yeah.
took a picture of anybody on election day or poll workers or whatever, you'd want that waiver.
Well, I think one of the PSAs should be the board members, the four of us.
Mhm.
You know, the two Democrats and two Republicans, and just, you know, don't forget to vote, and we're protecting your vote, Republicans and Democrats, we watch each other, we work with each other.
Okay.
And so I think that would be one good PSA.
You'd have to smile, Bob.
He could do that.
Don't count on it.
Let's get him his Jack and Coke, right? Jack and Coke, what was it you were drinking that day?
Vodka and soda.
Oh, vodka.
I think that would be a really cool.
Look,
one.
I got him smiling when I said vodka and soda.
It all depends on the subject.
I
All
think
right.
one with the four of you would be pretty cool.
I think so too.
And I think you too.
Yeah, I mean, we'd
I
be
think
over by the
the board had a
machines or
board meet,
something, or.
You know,
Mhm.
All right, the full-time staff cross-training, how's that going?
Good, we've been meeting. Annie's actually been part of this too, and she put some stuff together, so the three of us are actually working on. It's in front of it, I believe. It's just an initial draft, what we're looking at in 3 phases. And some of this stuff is what Joyce and me have talked about over the last year or two that we can hopefully do. And I think between, well, the four of us, I'll include you too, Joyce, we've come with some good ideas and a good plan too. We're thinking as soon as this primary's over, we're certified, we'll start, our plan is June,
Well,
or,
depending on, it
Yeah.
would have been the summer, but depending on what's going to happen, we may be back to back to back. So
I like this table of organization you do that in. It's very nice.
Annie's great.
Annie is great. Annie and Lorraine are real assets.
Oh, you
Oh,
too,
shut
I'm
up.
sorry, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot.
Really, Joyce?
Yes, Annie and Lorraine are
So
very
just
great
briefly,
assets.
if you peek, we gave you the table of organization just because we think it's nice to see in a picture form of who's here and what they do. That way, when we're talking about cross-training, you'll know why. Obviously, Joyce knows it like the back of her hand, but,
So what I would like to do is have this like this rather than like this,
okay.
okay? And I'm thinking that it might not be a bad idea to get it blown up and put it somewhere where the public can see it,
Okay,
okay? Just to see who does what and who's responsible for what. So
Yeah.
most table of organizations I see, they're like this on a presentation, not like this.
yeah.
So we could do it like this, let's go to Kinko's and get it blown up and.
Joy?
Why?
It's no Kinko's. I can make posters on my wonderful machine that I have.
Okay, well, could you
Now,
do that?
Yes, I can.
They gotta turn it this way.
Yes, I will.
But we gotta get it on, you know, poster board, and then we can put it up, maybe right out at the sign, or where people come in to vote, or wherever.
Okay,
I think it's good, the more information the public has, the more transparent we are, the better it is for everyone.
so landscape and posters.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right?
Yeah, we're pretty proud of our staff. They're pretty
They're
proficient.
really-
We have an awesome
We've got a
staff,
great
except for
staff.
Lorraine, other than that, we're good.
Lorraine is our camera lady.
Yeah.
All
The
right,
jack
so
of
we-
all trades.
Now,
Take that
my
part
only,
out.
my only one reservation is Chris Rackesee is out there all alone.
Mine too.
my fear is, God forbid something happens to Chris, he gets sick. We're really exposed there. Do we have any contingency plans should, if something happened to Chris?
Yeah, we call all our vendors, have to bring them in at thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars. ES&S is $5,000 a day.
So, and recently Chris got a jury duty summons, and thank God they let him off because of his job. And so Tom and I have talked about this a lot and back and forth with ideas, but we know that this is something that we really need to address as a
So
board.
who of all the people here do you think Chris could train in a pinch and they could pick up? Anyone?
Annie.
Annie Colati?
Colucci.
Colucci?
Mhm.
All right, well, let's get Chris to cross-train
Annie
Annie.
works with the machines, she knows
Yeah.
the stuff, she's very adept
I
at the computer.
think maybe this would be a conversation in executive session,
Okay.
only because we're talking about our staff.
Well, I understand that. I just said that, look, I think that, we talked about cross-training in open session. And so I'm gonna let you guys say who you think could be the most adept that Chris could teach. And, you know, maybe we wouldn't have to bring every vendor in, but just one to help Annie should something happen.
Well,
Chris
it's not
can
just
teach Annie.
IT.
That's what I'm saying. Chris can teach Annie,
Mhm.
but
Or
you-
whoever.
or
Whoever.
whomever you guys choose.
So,
But I really think that, I've always worried about that for years. You know, I mean, God forbid he can get in an accident on his way to work on election day.
Proverbial can't get by a bus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we were talking about this yesterday, and Chris is actually an operations guy. He's not just an IT guy. He knows every single thing on this flow chart, every single wing of it, and every single piece of software and policy, not just IT. He knows the marriage between
He's
policy.
exceptional.
He is, he's exceptional. So, and I agree, Annie, you're an excellent candidate. But Annie also has a full-time job doing what she's doing now.
well, I understand that, but Annie wouldn't, you could take an hour or 2 hours a day and have Chris train, is what I'm saying.
So I think
I
the
think
problem
your
with it is
plan-
repetition.
I'm sorry, I jumped into, because you have an idea, cross-training plan.
Mhm.
Within that, you have several employees that you could start to cross-train part of Chris's position, because he does do a
Well,
lot.
Chris, it's,
Yeah, I.
on election night, it's,
However, that's what the part of the cross-training
yeah, but
of the
Chris,
staff is.
Chris has a very specialized, very technical knowledge of how to do it. I mean, he'd actually have to someone, that's not an
Somebody
easy.
would have to shadow him for months to make it right, and then through elections, because Chris is proficient, and he does everything, every single day on time, every single day with all of the staff.
I believe
So
me
I
when
think
I
it would
tell
have to
you,
be-
I know how integral he is to our operation.
I actually think it would have to be, you have to have somebody that's what they're doing, is shadowing him. Do you think that's wrong?
Yeah, and the other thing we talked about, it probably should be a Democrat backup though too, because this whole board operates on the premise
Right.
that
Right.
And that's really a
when
serious
he's programming
concern.
ballots and the machines,
Mhm.
everything that he does that deal with elections,
Do we want to think about hiring another person?
That would be my choice.
well,
That would absolutely
we
be my
talked
choice.
about if we could show you cost savings to afford that too, that if we could,
No full-time, can do everything.
we'd have to cut down our use of part-timers and seasonal workers and different things.
I'm
to
telling
show
you,
cost
a
you could, if
bigger
we
plan.
posted this,
That's what we think is the plan.
yeah,
it's
if
a-
you posted this job at YSU, we would get a gazillion applicants.
Here's
IT is
one,
the highest wage level there is in any government office. It really, really is. You'd almost have to get somebody who was young and eager, but you have to get somebody who was the long-term too.
I
You know what I
understand that.
mean? Somebody who.
But
but
we
here's a
could,
great concern for me. He's not just an IT person, so I agree about bringing someone in, but we have to make sure that this is somebody who's coming in at a lesser wage than Chris, because Chris is still here.
Oh, yeah,
And also,
absolutely.
I would want them to be trained as a clerk first.
I have no
But
problem with
I
that.
have no problem with
Because
that
they
either.
have to learn everything about the electoral process like he did, because that's why he's so
Well,
great.
To tell the truth, at the beginning, they would not have to learn everything he learns. I would like them to learn if somebody's computer won't turn on, Chris has to get up from his desk and go turn on somebody's computer for them. The little things that he does every
But
day.
that would be what they would do as a function regularly until they replaced him down the road,
Well,
right?
not
Not
even
even
replaced
replaced
him,
him.
just helped him, not
Just-
replaced him.
But what
Give him the help, get that person trained, and God forbid something should happen to Chris, we have someone to fall back on.
So you'd have an IT department. You'd have the secondary and the first.
Yeah.
And Chris would have someone he would have under him that
Right.
he would give directives
An
to.
IT
Exactly.
department,
And so
exactly.
that's how it would be, and they could make clerk wages and come in with that
Right.
knowledge.
Yes,
Right.
And eventually,
absolutely.
if ever, you have somebody in the ready, a succession plan.
Right.
Right,
Right.
and so, why don't we
A
entertain?
YSU kid, you're right, would be great.
That's what I'm
because-
saying, you
yeah,
get
they
a
would come in for the
20-something
salary.
year old,
Yeah, they would come
they
in for the
would
salary.
kill for the job,
Right.
and they could stay
And they're
and
very
not
smart.
leave.
Clerk's wages to be in his.
Yeah, why don't we, as we finalize this cross-training and get plans in place, we'll include this, some ideas for Chris
Right.
that the board could at least
Right.
entertain.
And you need to talk to Chris about what he wants.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? What
and then I
does
think
Chris
we should
want?
just then,
Yeah.
be ready by next meeting
Yeah.
to have a job description, and let's post it, or let's have someone contact YSU's computer
But let me ask you a
department.
question, is the board in favor of hiring a person for Chris at the regular salary?
Democrat.
As a Democrat at that salary, at a regular salary?
And that's gonna offset us 8 to 7 then of the staffing.
Right, well, I don't mind you hiring a Republican.
I don't think we need another. Those things we have. 'cause-
Wait, where are we at now?
Well, after today, we'll be at 7 and 7. 7 Republicans, 7 Democrats.
So you could do that and then say that in the future, when we have one retirement, you balance it out.
Yeah.
Or just don't replace.
There's a couple people here that are gonna be in a couple years gone.
Yeah.
So you can make that part of your plan so that you're not in balance, but.
Well, I'd
your
have to
Then
ask-
you- But then you lose,
operational
then you lose what that person did who retires.
Well-
Say it's a Tina Colati.
Well, that's why we're cross-training, because we're hoping to.
Well, then who's gonna take over registrations then?
We hope to head that
We
off
don't know
our
that
path,
yet.
because you have cross-training and then you see where you're at, but
So when the absentee department's busy and the poll workers are busy and everybody else is busy, who's gonna do registrations? I'm just asking.
well, I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, right now, we have James who does a little bit of everything. Maybe he moves over, who knows?
But he's in training.
All I know is, I think we need another person in the IT department.
you
Oh, I
need-
agree.
I
agree
mean,
with
that's
that.
the main
And,
problem.
and
I
if it's,
agree.
and if it's offset, if the Republicans are fine with that, I'm fine with that. If you're not, then maybe we get someone who's an independent, you know, who just doesn't vote in primaries.
No, that's-
I think we put some ideas together, we'll show you maybe some cost savings somewhere
Right,
else. and then
that's what we
we'll
need to
kinda
look
make a
at,
decision
when we
as a
commit
whole.
to.
mhm. I
All
like
right.
the idea of making an IT department. I really like that a lot.
All right, new business. We need to approve the rental agreement contract for the Youngstown Shrine Club for May 3rd. We've had some discussion on it already. Anyone have any, I'll entertain a motion?
You can read this,
Yeah.
moves to ratify this contract subject to approval to form by the prosecutor's office. And we just need a second.
Sandy moved. Is there a second?
I second.
Is there any discussion? Would the director call the roll?
Ms. Pesta,
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice,
Yes.
Ms. Barger,
Yes,
Mr. Orange.
Yes.
All right, the 2022 primary election in November, approve the hiring of the Mahoney County Board of Elections warehouse clerk. Who is that person?
Do you have his resume in?
no, I don't have
I
it.
brought it with you.
No, you didn't ask me to.
We have someone?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We interviewed 4 candidates.
Right.
I think we came up with consensus. His name's Brian Devine, 50 years old. He put his 2 weeks in. We talked to him today. And so he's working today, so he couldn't be here. Do you remember anything we can talk about?
Where does he work?
Right now, he owns his own little insurance business.
He's an insurance guy?
He was, but he also ran a trucking company in the past. So he had a lot of warehouse
And
experience.
this is a Republican hire,
Yeah,
right?
it's a Republican area.
All right, if you guys are
But he
comfortable
did have
with
a
it.
lot of warehouse experience.
Yeah, I can email the resume
I don't,
to you.
Oh, I
I
don't
trust,
care.
I trust your judgment.
We did a lot of, the interviews went well. We had some candidates that we kind of had to decide what to do on it, and we think Brian's the best choice. I think he's
All
going
right,
to stay
I'll-
for
We'll
He'll be
entertain a
here.
motion. What's his last name?
At least 20 years.
Divine.
Divine.
Can he be here next, so we can meet him?
Yeah.
Yep.
When is his hire date?
It'd be the 25th of this month.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll entertain a motion to hire Brian Devine as the new Mahoney County Board of Elections warehouse clerk.
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? The only thing I'd like to do is I'd like to meet him, that's
Yeah,
all.
it's
So
going
if
nice,
we
good.
I got to meet.
Sounds
Come
like
in
a
next
Irish
time.
Irish.
Would the director call the roll?
Ms. Testa?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Rod?
All right, anything for the good of the order from anyone?
Just one comment. My name's Kathy Gage. I'm with the League of Women Voters of Greater Youngstown, and just wanted to let you know anything you're doing about educating the public about the safety and security of elections. If there's anything we can do to help
We'd love you to
promote
go
those-
out when we do it. Okay, I think that you are probably the strongest independent voter protection agency out there. So we are trying, because of this last election, I'm just out and about, and everyone is saying, oh, an election could be rigged. I go, well, you don't know how elections run if you think it can be rigged.
Right. But we don't know the inner workings of the Board of Election. I mean, we couldn't represent you
You
at
should
a
come and take a
Rotary
tour.
Club to say.
You guys should come and take a tour. Or let us talk to you
You've done
guys.
that in the past.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You've done it in the past. The
Um,
League of Women Voters would always come on election day too and monitor us,
Right, mhm.
which was nice, you know.
Mhm.
That's how they sort of learned the process, you know.
Right.
I mean, we could even speak to your group.
That would be great.
I
But
am a
some
member
of-
of the League of Women
So we can
Voters.
talk about how that works best going forward,
Yeah.
but these PSAs or anything you're putting on your website, if there are things that you'd like us to put on
Oh, great.
our
Great.
social media, I mean, anything we can do to sort of spread the word that this is a well-run operation and that elections in Ohio are safe and secure, and people know when they come here that wherever they vote for, there's not somebody behind the curtain changing it, or, you
Yeah.
know.
Do you have
Yeah.
a card or some contact information with you that I can take?
I don't have a card, but I could send that to you. Annie has my information.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
The one other thing for the good of the order I was thinking of is, if we're gonna make an IT department, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put them in charge of any social media platforms we have.
Well, we actually have Malarkey doing that, don't we?
You take that off Malarkey
Yeah.
and start trading Malarkey more registration too.
Yes,
That's the case,
yes, that's a
yeah.
good idea.
Because
That's a very good idea.
these computer geezos,
Yeah.
they can put stuff up real fast.
He's very good at the social media,
Yes,
though.
yes.
See, that's the one thing we took off of Chris, because he didn't have time, and gave to Malarkey.
He does do an excellent job, but I do like it being in the job description. If we're gonna hire someone,
Right.
that's
Right.
nice coverage.
Yeah.
And one other thing we should really do on the PSA is our app, because that's a big thing. I mean, people,
Where did that come
you won an award on that, Joyce, but it was mine. You know, what, are you gonna steal everything?
from? I am.
All right. Anything else? Any other public comments? All right, the next scheduled regular meeting is set for May 2nd, 2022 at 6 p.m. through May 3rd, 2022. I will take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. Would the director call the roll?
Ms. Testa?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Arad?
Yes. Thank you. See you guys in May.
Oh, we won't see before they get